Oh, sorry. I'm so excited. Sally, you might as well stay there. We'll deal with the Christchurch Central, the Linwood-Central-Heathcote Community Board meeting agenda first item. So that's item 14. So if you'd like to speak to that.
As you can see, we had meetings on 4th and 20th of September, and as you can see from our agenda, we've had a lot of activity in our area. One of our significant issues that's come up before and now, and it came up also, I think, way back when I was on council, is the odours that come from the in Woolston, and specifically from the Gelita factory, and we're having to deal with that a lot. We've had one workshop with ECAN staff, and we've asked them to follow up on several issues to do with this. And one of the big problems here seems to be the wording on the resource consent that this company have, in terms of what actually the definition of how smelly things are and how can it be measured. So over here, in terms of the council's involvement, that ECAN and CCC are making a joint working party to deal with these issues of that cross between like smell. So I would really like to ask that council come back to us in terms of that joint working party as to how far they're getting ahead with this, because this has been on the cards for a very, very long time. They got a bit of reprieve after the earthquakes to get their act into gear and their house in order, but it doesn't seem to be happening because the residents around there are still having a lot of issues with smell, and we believe that, you know, residents in that area have a right to live without smell. So we would really appreciate any help we can get from this joint working party to get on top of this issue, remembering that they're part of a very big German company, this company, and they have the resources to do something about this. Anyway, going on, we've allocated funds to 53 community organisations from Strengthening Community Funds and approved 52 Neighbourhood Week applications. We've got I've got Peacock Cigar up there, and you can read all about that, and we're hoping the works will be completed by February 2018. Moving on to the Waimata group, we've got some amazing groups in our area, and they're willing to do a lot of work, and one of these is the Waimata Commons at Radley Park, and we're keen to have a lot more staff involvement in trying to get this landscape plan worked out for them. I'm sure if you move the picture on, no, you've got it up there. Oh, okay. Yeah, and if you move on now to next one. Mobility
Which
spaces.
park was that? Sorry, I couldn't tell. Which park?
Sorry, Radley Park.
Oh, Radley Park, sorry.
Yeah, it's a very, it's a very long, narrow park with nothing much happening in it, and with this group, things are changing there. So it'll be really good, and the community is really involved. Mobility parking spaces. The board supports putting sensors on the mobility parking spaces, and we'd like one put on Sumner Park and at the car park there, and Sumner car park as a pilot for these. In terms of the coastal pathway, we'd really like this to be included in the major cycle routes like it was originally. And we're very happy that the Woolston Community Facility is progressing the way it is, and look forward to seeing things move further on that, and it's well on track now, so it's really good. Community Resilience Fund, we've put forward a few applications, but we'd like staff to provide information on this fund so that we can understand it better. What exactly are the ones we should be putting forward and things like that. Te Oranga Waikura, the former Linwood Lower Fields, is being converted to an urban forest, as you've all heard, and this is a really exciting project, and probably I won't be around to see the actual fulfilment of it when all the trees are grown, but it will be enjoyed for generations to come. The opening of this is on Monday, next Monday, the 16th at 5:30, so I hope you'll all come to that. And the last thing on my thing is the Breeze Walking Festival is now taking place, and it runs to the 15th of October with over 50 walks and within 14 days, so lots of things to do with it there. I think I've covered most things. We do have a big issue with skateboarders making a lot of noise in the newly formed car park at Nayland Street, and we've got people trying to deal with this, and the neighbouring motels are complaining, so we would really like help with getting something done about that. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just comment on the Breeze Walking Festival. The Te Ara or Takaro Avon Trail is opening with a meet in the middle celebration. So some of us are walking in from the city, and some of the others are walking out from New Brighton. Are you on the New Brighton end?
I haven't decided yet.
I'm going from he's in the middle. You're just going to turn up in the middle. No, I'm doing the central city into the middle. And
that's on Saturday, is it? Oh,
it's Sunday. On Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I think it starts at about 10. I think they've allowed an hour and a half for these 6 kilometres that I shall be walking. So, but it should be great fun. And sorry, I haven't even looked at the weather forecast yet. That's what I said about French Fest. So, yeah, meet in the middle. Yeah, I think we're meeting at 10:30. I think we're due in the middle at about 12:15.
Yeah.
They did offer for me to just turn up in the middle, but I thought that wouldn't be authentic. So, yeah, it gets there by 12 noon. It says.
So I think the city side starts at the Firefighters Reserve or somewhere around there, doesn't it?
Sorry, are there any questions, Yanni?
Thank you, Sally. Do you want to give an update on the Linwood-Woolston poll? Because I thought the board had asked that get raised as well.
Should be beautiful this way.
Huh? Well, in terms of what we know so far, that we've had, our last update was a big session on the site selection, and the matrix they designed to show which would be the better site to for this poll. Do you want to know what came out top, or is that the question you're asking, Yanni? I mean, like, you know as much as I do. You can do this as much as you were there, weren't you?
So I thought the board was keen to ask council to have that information, and I was hoping that we'd be able to present the site selection matrix today as part of this report, but obviously that hasn't happened.
It's not part of the report, so but if that could be on the next one, that would be great.
That would be really good if we gave council that information on the site selection.
Sorry, I think a part A is coming to council, requesting that.
Right.
Okay, that's great. And just the other thing is, you talked about the odour issues in Woolston. Just in terms of, I guess, any other comment around the odour issues in Bromley and the air quality?
I think
I think the board at the last meeting requested an update from staff on what will be happening in terms of the partnership, the working together between ECAN and council on air quality issues and how the public will be notified. So at the moment that's gone as an action memo to the relevant staff and we'll be getting a response to you.
And there's some more things we asked ECAN to all about.
Yeah, so ECAN, I think the issues that were asked of ECAN were in a separate workshop and they're working on those issues separately.
Did you have the workshop on the 2nd of October?
When was it?
Yeah.
So I think the key thing is that, so it's been there was a council resolution probably about two years ago around having a joint working program with ECAN to address the air quality issues, particularly in the Bromley area, and the board heard that was just starting sometime soon. So, but it was something that the board's pretty keen to just pursue, given that we still get ongoing complaints in terms of
that's what I was asking before when I asked, could we have feedback on that? And maybe one of the councillors from our area needs to be on that group. I'm not sure whether odour issues are such a big issue in other parts of the city or not, but it certainly is a big issue in our area.
I think ECAN consents are an issue in more than one board, I'm afraid.
So what we heard at the board, which was ECAN are going to base someone in the eastern side of the city to have a much faster response time, because what was happening is people were lodging complaints, and then by the time the ECAN would respond, it would be several hours or sometimes a long time after the smell and the odour issue had disappeared. And so my understanding is council are working with ECAN around that joint monitoring approach, which hopefully will be a bit of a model around how to improve. But the other thing the board also gave feedback to ECAN was that people ring or that complain, but they don't get any feedback about what happens to their complaint, and so ECAN have taken that on board.
It applies generically.
Well, yeah, but it's important if people are lodging complaints over environmental harm, then there should be a way to follow that through to see what's actually happened as a result. But I don't know whether the council staff want to add anything.
I think councils, plural, have to address how they feedback once complaints have come into the system. That's true. All right, so I mean that's something that the chief executive's made a note of, and we'll ensure that. I mean, it does seem to me that there was an agreement reached some time ago that there would be this joint working approach, and there have obviously been challenges in that regard. But we must be due to have another joint meeting with the governance of ECAN as well, so we'll pop that on the agenda there as well.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. So would someone like to move that the report be received? Dion, Yanni, put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much.